Hey everybody, Lorelia here doing a video. Uh I'm doing a video based on a Facebook post that I posted on my Facebook wall, my personal wall. And it said people fear what they do not understand. And I pray that this video is going. I hope this video is live. I didn't even look. Okay, good. I see some people coming on. Thank you for joining me. Lorelia here. So going back to what I said, did a Facebook post on people fear what they don't understand, and I decided to post that on my page because I was recently doing some studying myself, and I was doing some online studying. And, the instructor online, that was something that he mentioned. And although he was talking about something in the banking industry, which I will talk more about it, but this video is not for that, because this information, it would be above a lot of people's heads. And this is not to belittle those who could grasp the concept, but this video is not for that. But I started to think about other areas that statement is so relevant. And I see it every day in credit. I see it every day in business. And I can almost understand, because there was a time in my life many moons ago that I was the same way. Remember, the statement is people fear what they do not understand. Let me break that down for you. Many of us, if you have grown up with in a particular lifestyle where financial struggle and strife was the norm around you, nobody is working towards prosperity and wealth building. And let me just note, the word wealth and wealth building and prosperity scares people because they see it so outreach from them. Especially if it's a person who is financially struggling at the time and have faced a setback. And really all financial freedom is, or wealth building, is the ability to have more income that comes in without your effort. I'm not talking about you going out and working a job, or you having a business and you have to work the business in order to get an income. I'm talking about money that works for you, whether that's leveraged income, passive income, residual income. And after this video is over, I will link an older video of mine to help you to understand that concept. Those three types of income is money that works for you. What I mean is that you don't have to work for the money. That money comes in regardless. That money can come from real estate assets. That money can come from intellectual properties that you've created. That money can come from investments that you are a part of that provide you with income. And so financial freedom being more income that comes in that exceeds your expenses. So imagine you having the life where or at least you should, what your monthly bills are. Every month, these are the bills that I pay. Whether they're the operating bills that you need to have to be able to live, or the bills that you incur to be able to live the place where you live, drive the car that you drive if you have a car note. The list goes on and on. So like I was saying, if you are not exposed to that kind of conversation, or individuals who are striving towards financial freedom, wealth building, prosperity, and all those things, and you're only exposed to struggle and strife, just getting by, when you hear someone who talks about it and you're not familiar with the language, you don't get it, ain't nobody around you, they just trying to make it to the next paycheck. It's scary because you've never been exposed to it. And if you're not reading, if you're not around those who are involved in it, you don't understand it. And that's why I said people fear what they do not understand. But let me say this. Your fear of not understanding, because the other part of my Facebook said post of that is because those who choose not to understand it or won't open themselves to understand it will fail financially. That's right. You will fail financially due to your lack of, not even if it was presented to you, you pushing it away because it is so foreign to what it is that you know. Because let me tell you, your talking heads, your financial experts, they're doing that. They're working towards financial freedom. So whether they share it with you or not, they're doing it. And so a lot of them may have carved out one area of expertise in the scheme of finances and is teaching you that. Maybe they're teaching you just credit repair, and that's it. Or maybe they're teaching you how to budget your money, budgeting, and that's it. But you rest assured, these individuals are working towards financial freedom. And you, on the other hand, have no idea how to obtain it. So, going back to what I said, let me give you a real not life situation that recently happened to me. Earlier today, I met with a client. I'm working towards buying her house. And the house is a house that she just wants out of. She wants to get rid of it. She's tired of it. And, I've been working with her. Hey, how you doing, Derek Davis? I've been working with her for a while because she had to evict the tenant that was living there. And the list goes on and on with the problems. Then she had to clean the place up. And so this property has really been it's a problem for her. She's on a fixed income. She has adult children. And it's just her and her husband. And this is her second home. This is a rental. And this is the one that I'm obtaining from her. I'm buying from her. And so we started talking, because since, I've been working with her for so long, we started talking about her primary home. And she was saying that she was talking to her daughter. And, first she started off with her with her husband. And she started talking about what they should do with the home, because they have a very small mortgage on it, only $80,000. That's small for New Jersey standards. So for, depending on where you in the country you live, that number may be, average or big, but in New Jersey, that's very small. That's a very small mortgage note, because the values of that area, meaning the homes, what they're worth, or in the 400,000. So having a home that has a very small mortgage is an advantage. And since she said, her and her husband don't really need the tax write-offs because they're on a fixed income, she's trying to convince her daughter to buy it. Do you hear me? Convince. She's trying to convince her daughter to buy the home. I'm not sure what you mean. I keep getting banned. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean. So I'm going to continue. So do you hear me when I say she is trying to convince her daughter to buy the house? So let me share with you the scenario and paint it out to you. Her daughter is a professional, works, still lives home with mom and dad, pays no rent. Mom wants to sell her the home of what she owes on the remaining mortgage, which is the $80,000. So didn't I say in Jersey, the Northeast, $80,000 is very small. So mom wants her to buy the house for $80,000. Daughter doesn't understand what she's talking about. The only thing the daughter sees is that you're trying to get me to buy a house that I have no interest in. Mom and dad even wanted to make it more advantageous for her. Let me just say mom and said, not only will you buy it, we'll pay the mortgage. What she's trying to do is she is trying to build and to get her on the road to financial freedom with a head start. And if you don't understand what the head start is, mom was trying to convince her, buy the house. And I've seen the house. Yes, the daughter is very sleek. She doesn't understand. It goes back to people fear what they do not understand. The daughter's thinking, I want to buy my own house. I ain't worried about this house. And so mom said, buy the house, get the tax write-offs, because now you're the owner of the home, and we're going to still make the mortgage. Let me just tell you, I'm not going to put her name out there, but let's just call her Miss Mary. I said, Miss Mary, I'm going to give you one better. Now, I usually save this for clients, but I'm going to give you one better. How about if daughter buys the home, and daughter treats it as an investment property, where it's her property. Now she has built-in equity. So imagine you buying a house at 80. You bet?
Yes, I am.
Oh. You buy the house at 80. It's already worth $300,000. You have built-in equity. You're already ahead. And I said, see, this strategy that I'm talking about is a strategy. Oh, your donut's back there.
Oh.
This strategy that I was trying to share with her is a strategy that many people of that do not look like me, who are not African American, I'm going to put it out there, they are of different races. And this is how they give their children a head start. So if you're African American and you're wondering, well, how is it that other races get a head start, whereas it seems like I'm new to this information, I'm just trying to make ends meet? See, other races of people, they understand passing the baton. It's like, the work that I do today will benefit my heirs, behind me. Pass the baton. We, on the other hand, as African Americans, a lot of this stuff is new to us in terms of wealth building or what have you. And so we don't know how to pass the baton. And so when someone is explaining, and see, when I told Miss Mary that scenario, she said, wow, wow, Lorelia, that's even better. Because I was only thinking about the tax write-offs that she can get as a regular homeowner. And I said, no. It's bigger than that. She can treat it as an investment property. So it's no longer on her Schedule A tax form. It's now going to be on her Schedule E, which is the rental income. And then now when she does try to buy her home, she will look more advantageous to bankers. Remember the last video that I told you when I said that there were so many great banking products that are not just proprietary for Jersey. They are also proprietary for people all over the country. So what that means is that there are lenders who lend to you based on the income that you bring in. Imagine the payment on an $80,000 mortgage. Mom and dad already said that they would pay it, pay the mortgage note. That's why I said people fear what they do not understand. And, it's really sad. Now Miss Mary got it, and she's hoping to share it with her family. And it's like I said, so many of us are unable to pass the baton. And when you are exposed to information that can possibly show you to pass the baton, it is so foreign to you that it scares you. And what happens is it's going to hold you back financially. And it reminds me of, I came across a Facebook Live of David Anderson, I believe. He runs Blackonomics. And he was talking about how he went to the bank, and apparently the banker, the teller who sees him there on a regular, was like, oh, Dr. Anderson, how can I be able to do what it is that you're doing? And he shared with her a book. and I guess he shared some other stuff. It's hard to recite his whole Facebook live, but basically, in a nutshell, she did what I have seen done to me many of times. And believe you me, I used to think it was just me. I used to say, well, maybe the way I'm delivering the information is the reason why people reject it so much. Maybe if I do a little of this and I do a little of that, people will accept it. But I've come to find out, as I talk to my peers in this industry, other people, especially people of color, to know they are facing the same opposition. Like, it don't matter how big of a name. And the sad thing is that, going back to what I originally said, the online study that I was doing is a Caucasian man who is teaching the concept. And he said many people who will learn this information will reject it because Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman's not teaching it. And I said, that's so true. It's like, if it don't come from them, it does not exist. And like I said, Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, they have their financial empires. You best to believe they have the baton to pass on. Now, Dave Ramsey is somewhat, he's a current guy. He hasn't really faded out. But Susie, you don't even see that much of her. Now, of course, I know her presence is still there. It seems like, mid 2000s, you saw a lot of her. Now you pretty much only see her once in a blue, but I know her stuff still sells. I know it's nothing happened to her financial empire. And so I say all this stuff just because those talking heads are not teaching you these principles about wealth building doesn't mean that it exists. And so my point to all of this is, be a sponge. And I know it's hard with social media because you do not know what is real and what's not, what you should be a sponge of and what you're not. Because, of course, you don't want to be a sponge of bad information. But I've learned to be like a fly on the wall, listen to the conversations around me, and then try to see if those are conversations, because people have asked me, well, how do you decipher? How do you know what's real, what's not? What do you want to soak up? What you don't want to soak up? I know currently I'm in the state now is that I am soaking up a lot of local stuff because there are dynamics in real estate that really are geared towards the Jersey market and what is going on in the tri-states. Great things going on. So I'm not going to knock the guru or the person that may be from Texas or down south, because I feel like you can learn from a lot of people. I mean, there's a guy down in Atlanta that I listen to his streams or whatever on Instagram, and he's doing it up some. But you have to know, how the old people used to say, you got to know how to eat the chicken and throw the bones away. And many of us don't know. And that's why you got to read. So going back, yeah, I thought he was in this area of the country, but I believe he may be down in Atlanta. But that guy, not Jay. I do enjoy listening to him, but no, this is a gentleman, not a guru, but he spits fire. It's a guy down in Atlanta. He goes by the name of Mr. Tycoon. He spits fire. I mean, look him up on IG. I don't know him personally, so I don't benefit. But some good stuff. I like what Jay is doing. So, like I said, I can learn from everyone. Um, oh, okay, you're in Atlanta. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, check out, like I said, it's a guy I listen to on IG called Mr. Tycoon, and I know he's in Atlanta. He does real estate. And I really enjoy his stuff. He's no guru. He doesn't have major numbers. If that's what people are looking for. But he spits fire. But I say all this to say, I know where I'm at. See, everybody is at different places. So I'm not going to say my strategy. Yes, his name is Mr. Tycoon. You can look him up on IG. I know that's his IG handle. And like I said, I don't know him personally, so I don't benefit for plugging him. But he's got good stuff out there. Um and so that's my message, man. Don't reject stuff you don't understand, because it's going to hold you back financially. It really is. And we are really in a place now that you can thrive financially if you are in the right circles. You really can. And I don't want to make this live any longer because I'm already at 20 minutes. But I want to touch on, and I've been meaning to do it this week, but I've been so busy. Tomorrow I will remember to do this. For some reason, I'm always doing lives when it's about to be dark. Time is changing here, because fall is coming. I have to do a video on this, and it has to do with the most dangerous person in the world. And I was recently listening to one of my online mentors about that, and that's so true. And I want to describe to you the traits, so you can decipher if you're that person, if you are the most dangerous person in the world, and why you don't want to be that person. So when I say dangerous, I don't mean a good thing. It's a bad thing, and it will hold you back financially for being that person. So I want to share with you some tips on that. But anyway, that's all I have for you. Um, all my information will be under this video in regards to credit, the credit cash flow program. The list goes on and on and on. And like I said, do not reject things you do not understand, because they can save you financially. So this is Lorelia, sign off. Please share this video with your and like it, make a comment, and let me know your thoughts. And I'll talk to you in the next video.